¿Qué tal, amigos, amigas? Bienvenidos a este Off the Record del Wild Brunch. Hoy estoy con Ana Pryor de Metronomy, baterista de Metronomy y también música productora. Hello, Anna. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for the time and for the interview. I have a question of always to begin. You know, it has to be with the place here as a club, and you as a DJ, producer, musician. How much do you love the nightlife? How much are you used to? You know, because I guess for a musician it becomes at some point part of the work more than enjoy the nightlife.
I do enjoy nightlife, but since you know what, COVID.
Okay, yeah.
And I've had 2 years at home. I find staying awake beyond midnight really difficult. But it's fine. I mean, I do really enjoy it, and I like being in charge of a dance floor. I think when I go to a club, it has to be to see a DJ that I really love. I couldn't just go and just go to a club just to dance. It has to be a DJ that I know will give me a good night. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, that is propositive.
Yeah.
I also searched that in a nightclub. You know,
Yeah.
Do you have favorite nightclubs in the world?
Well, I live in Lisbon in Portugal, and they have a really good nightclub called Lux. It's really cool. I really love it. It's kind of one of the best clubs for me in the world. It's got loads of 3 different rooms, and it's got an outdoor terrace, and when the sun comes up over the river, it's just gorgeous. It's really nice. There's some good ones in Barcelona as well. Nizza Club is quite cool. I don't think there are many good ones in London that much anymore. Maybe in Manchester, Warehouse Project, wherever they do those ones, it's usually in a big car park or something. But yeah, my favorite is Lux in Lisbon.
Wow, you are playing at Barcelona in the Primavera Sound?
Yes, yeah,
I'm going
in 2
Primavera.
weeks. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, see you there.
Which weekend?
The first weekend.
And we're on the 9th of June.
I think that's the night I came.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
As a drummer and as a DJ, I find that there's kind of a line, because you were saying this about the control of the dance floor.
Yeah.
Do you feel that for you and in your work as a musician too, there's this kind of reference or tangents that cross between your work as a drummer and as a DJ and making beats and making people dance and being in charge of the rhythm section of a band?
Yeah. I guess coming from a rhythmic background and playing the drums for such a long time, but playing drums live specifically, because I think people don't realize the power of the hi-hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can have you can do quarter notes or 16th notes, and it can make a song sound, even if it's the same tempo, it can make it sound faster or slower. And if you kind of slightly open a hi-hat, it can give people this feeling of suspense, and and I think that's really important in dance music and electronic music as well, the hi-hats. You know, if you've got an offbeat hi-hat, that's quite synonymous with house music, you know. Yeah, I think it's quite annoying though, because I'm very the beat matching has to be perfect. Even if it's slightly out, I'm just constantly nudging the jog wheel. But yeah, I think it's fun.
Yeah,
a crossover.
And how do you think with this all these tools? I think they are great, but all these tools that put the beat exactly the beat, don't you think that it kind of takes a little bit of the humanity in the production?
You mean DJing or?
Yeah, or when you're producing, and the drums are maybe completely exact, precise.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's good to humanize. I mean, everyone can quantize their stuff, but I think you quantize, and then maybe you would go into the section and kind of move it around just to kind of make it feel a little bit more human.
Kind of J. Dilla style.
Yeah. Or like you could like with the chorus, you could just maybe make it go a little bit faster, a couple of BPM, just to kind of be like, oh, now it's the chorus.
Cool. Some years ago, I interviewed part of the members of Metronomy the first time they came here, and I asked them something that it kind of changed my perspective of music in those days. And for a lot of people who were on that interview, it was kind of the same, because I asked them about projects, new projects on that time, maybe 10 or more years ago, new projects that they will champion, you know. These bands are the new greatest bands, and they told me about two projects.
Okay.
One called Cock and Bull Kid.
Oh yeah.
And the other were the XX.
Oh, the XX.
Yeah.
Well, they got that one right. Didn't
And
they?
like and like 6 months later, the XX exploded.
Wow.
So, tell me, who are your champions for the future?
Oh my God! Don't ask me this question. I don't know. I feel like I'm more into the DJ world and DJ production world now, and I think I listen out more for who's going to be like the next Peggy Goo or whatever, you know. So that, I don't know. That's a very good question.
I was thinking Peggy Goo, actually.
Do you know DJ High?
No.
She's gonna. I think she's. You know Daniel Avery.
Yeah.
She's kind of in his crew.
Okay.
So I think she's going to be, she had a residency in London for a long time, and now she's been doing like lots of touring. I think she's going to be huge.
Okay.
She's, for me, probably her, and I'm not sure. I can't think of anyone else.
You can tell me in the future.
I'll text you. Yeah.
Favorite DJs right now, besides the High, and favorite drummers?
Oh.
Don't think a lot, just feel it. Like, okay, this one and this one. Maybe your friends.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. There's a DJ in Portugal called DJ Vibe, and he's maybe in his 50s now, and he plays just like house music, just like unapologetically, just like house. And I hadn't really heard him DJ before, and I went to a club night at Lux, and it was the best night. It was so good. Like he was just, I don't know, any sort of instead of headphones, he's got like this, it's not a phone, but like a kind of, like it goes like this. Oh, sorry, this is you're recording with this. Yeah. It's him, he's quite good. Violet from Portugal as well, she's cool. She kind of champions the LGBTQ plus community and queer spaces in Lisbon, which is really cool. Elka, I really like her. Do you know her?
No.
Oh, I need to write this down for you. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good stuff.
Send me the names. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are my favorite guys.
Because I have this radio show, and it's kind of an alternative radio show, but I play all kinds of alternative music, house music, punk, dub music, psychedelia music, etc. But I always find interesting because the insight of the musicians are different from the insight that journalists or people who consume music have. So I always ask these kind of things, and I especially like to ask like new bands or influences, because I think at some point it kind of became a forgotten question, to talk to musicians about musicians and about music. And it suddenly became more like maybe lighter questions or daily things, But in your work also, because I heard I actually played your tracks in the show.
Thank you.
Do you feel there's more an influence of electronic house music, Balearic or whatever, or there's more an influence of your work as a drummer or as a musician? Because you can find some elements, or at least I found some elements of like synth pop or new wave, or even maybe in the vocals, for example. But it's also the tradition of the house music from Chicago, there's all these things, disco and new wave and all the stuff. But you as a creative person, How do you process it? How do you feel it?
Well, I mean, I only know how to play the drums. So already I've got a very prohibitive experience of making music. So I know how to program drums, but I don't know how to play guitar. I mean, I can play a few chords, but I don't understand music theory. I don't know how to read music. So I've got like a very small 2-octave keyboard, and I can do stuff, you know, just this and make a few chords and know know that it sounds good. So I think removing like acoustic instruments just by default makes a song electronic and housey, and I think that's what I like about this kind of house and electronic music, is that anyone can do it.
Yeah, it's kind of ludic in some way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I definitely don't think about indie music or music with real drums in when I'm creating. I go to pop acts like Robin, for example.
Okay.
I will listen to a Robin track and I'll be like, just for lyrical inspiration. Sorry, it's not COVID. I'll listen to how she does her chord progressions, or you know, what kind of drums she's using. Is she using a 909, or is she using real drums, or is she using, you know, just samples off the internet or whatever. So I find it like, sometimes I will think of a genre within the electronic music. I'm like, right, I want to write a techno song. Let's see if I can do that. I think for me it's better to like give myself a goal, like something to aim for, like in terms of write a house song, write a garage song, write a, you know, and then you can kind of. But I don't know if it makes my music more interesting because I don't know how to play music. I don't know how to write it in a traditional sense. I don't know if it makes it more interesting or not, but
yeah, maybe
whether people will think, oh God,
no,
rubbish.
No, maybe people are gonna hear that and say, okay, I want to make music too. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's a very important part.
Yeah.
The music, like punk music, you know.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
The Ramones.
Yeah.
And at some point they started to play well, and it was like.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's true. You're right.
Last question.
Sure.
What's the thing that no one asks you, and you think it's important for you to the world to know about your work and about you as a person and as a musician?
Okay. I kind of want the world to know that it's not me singing on Everything Goes My Way on the record.
Okay.
Because everyone thinks it is, and it's not. And I think on the last few Metronomy albums, I'm not drumming. It's Joe drumming. And I think a lot of people think it's me, even though it's written in the credits that Joe has played the drums and stuff. So I feel a little bit understood as a musician. I feel like people congratulate me for recorded Metronomy songs, and I'm like, oh, but I don't have a part in it, you know? So.
But you don't have the heart to tell them? Oh.
No, because it's, you know, if it's someone's favorite song and you don't want to ruin it, but I've just ruined it, so sorry.
What's the future for Anna?
I want to release an EP or an album or something, but I don't like working on my own, so I need to find somebody to work with. I like to collaborate. I find like sitting in a room on my own, just like, ugh, it's really boring.
Who'll be your dream collaboration?
Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails. That would be fun.
Yeah, of course.
He's probably too busy, but...
Maybe no. He produced the Halsey record, the last
That's
Halsey
true.
record. Yeah.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Nice record.
So Trent, if you're listening...
Yeah. I'm gonna send it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ana. Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
very much. Thank you.
Gracias, amigos. Nos vemos para la próxima.